I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous. Said I'm dangerous. I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous.
Dass sie noch zu benutzen war. Und er sagt, das sind Bürsten. Damit hat man dann den Fußboden gebürstet.
And they make a song.
Wir haben da auch einen bestimmten Rhythmus gemacht, lagen da auf den Knien, immer zu zweit oder zu dritt und haben dann in einem bestimmten Rhythmus gebodert. Sonst hätte es ja gar keinen Spaß gemacht. Kurz die Krise gekriegt.
This is the eastern Jamaica.
Das ist also der östliche Teil von Jamaika.
The Blue Mountains,
Die Blue Mountains hier.
the Jonquil Mountains,
Da unten, das sind die Jonquil Mountains, die hier so quer liegen.
and here we are, in
Da
Charlestown,
vorne sind wir in
Buffet,
Charlestown.
Charlestown, this is where we are. Newcastle is over here.
Newcastle, das Militärcamp liegt da hinten irgendwo.
And Kingston,
Und da unten an
So
der
hier.
Küste, da wäre dann Kingston. Sieht man jetzt hier aber nicht drauf.
and you can drive all the way back to Kingston
Ja, wie ich
over
schon
the
sagte,
mountain.
man kann hier diesen Weg bis nach Kingston verfolgen, auf dem wir dann heute gefahren sind.
These are all important sites to Marooned. But you can see how the British
I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous. Said I'm dangerous. I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous.
Dass sie noch zu benutzen war. Und er sagt, das sind Bürsten. Damit hat man dann den Fußboden gebürstet.
and they make a song.
I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous. Said I'm dangerous. I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous.
Dass sie noch zu benutzen war.
I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous. Said I'm dangerous. I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous.
Dass sie noch zu benutzen war. Und er
I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous. Said I'm dangerous. I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous.
dass sie noch zu benutzen war. Und er sagt, das sind Bürsten. Damit hat man dann den Fußboden gebürstet.
And they make a song.
Wir haben da auch einen bestimmten Rhythmus gemacht, lagen da auf den Knien, immer zu zweit oder zu dritt und haben dann in einem bestimmten Rhythmus gebodert. Sonst hätte es ja gar keinen Spaß gemacht.
Stteppin Out Loud. Aquaba. Yes, that's the maroon for welcome. Welcome to our new show. Yeah, this is Paulette Simmonds, Stteppin Out Loud. Kulturin Wi Kulture. New show is about our culture in our culture. Highlighting all our culture in Portland, Jamaica, everywhere, yeah? From the little woman where do the coconut drops on the road, to the lady where do the poetry, to the man where I just come up as a singer, and to the little engineer where just start on the road, our culture same way. Yeah, this is Paulette Simmonds, your host, Stteppin Out Loud, Tapraba ala Asaba. That's the maroon for Stteppin Out Loud. Yes, this is Intech Studio, and we're doing live today. And as usual, I'd like to start off by the Dalai Lama. When asked what surprised him most about humanity, answered, man, because he sacrificed his health in order to make money. Then he sacrificed money to recuperate his health. And then he's so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he's never going to die, and then dies, never really lived. This is Paulette Simmonds. We'd like to pick up our sponsors, JR Production, Conscious Movement Publications. Our first guest today on the program comes from Trelawney, but we'll be right back. Yes, Stteppin Out Loud. Yeah, we'll be right back. Yes.
I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous. Said I'm dangerous. I'm like a walking razor, don't you watch my size, I'm dangerous.
Dass sie noch zu benutzen war. Und er sagt, das sind Bürsten. Damit hat man dann den Fußboden gebürstet.
And they make a song.
Wir haben da auch einen bestimmten Rhythmus gemacht, lagen da auf den Knien immer zu zweit oder zu dritt und haben dann in einen bestimmten Rhythmus gebodert. Sonst hätte es ja gar keinen Spaß gemacht. Da hätte man ja kurz die Krise gekriegt.
This is the eastern Jamaica.
Das ist also der östliche Teil von Jamaika.
The Blue Mountains,
Die Blue Mountains hier.
the John Crow Mountains,
Da unten, das sind die John Crow Mountains, die hier so quer liegen.
and here we are in Charlestown.
Vorne sind wir in
Up there,
Charlestown.
Charlestown, this is where we are. Newcastle is over here.
Newcastle, das Militärcamp liegt da hinten irgendwo.
And Kingston,
Und da unten an
So
der
hier.
Küste, da wäre dann Kingston. Sieht man jetzt hier aber nicht drauf.
and you can drive all the way back to Kingston
Ja, wie ich
over
schon
the
sagte,
mountain.
man kann hier diesen Weg bis nach Kingston verfolgen, auf dem wir dann heute gefahren sind.
These are all important sites to Marooned. But you can see how the British, in their way of fighting, where you have your cavalry, your bowmen, your spearmen, all lined out, and then one big charge for clash.
Also die Schilder, die Sie hier sehen, das sind Plätze, wo die Maroons gekämpft haben. Die Engländer haben in ihrer typisch englischen Manier gekämpft, haben lange Reihen gebildet und sind dann losmarschiert.
It couldn't work in this territory.
Das kann natürlich in so einem Territorium wie hier mit den Wäldern und so nicht funktionieren. Haben sie aber irgendwie nicht.
This is what this map shows. That kind of fighting could work here. And so the guerrilla warfare was something totally new.
Ja, diese Art der Maroons zu
Total
kämpfen war für die englischen Soldaten natürlich vollkommen neu und damit kamen sie nun gar nicht klar.
This is a pimento mortar. Pimento, the chief jerk.
Pork, da wird Piment verarbeitet.
And it was the Maroons that introduced jerk to Jamaica.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Stepping out loud and proud, yes. The true mark of maturity is when somebody hurts you and you try to understand their situation instead of trying to hurt them back. Yeah, stepping out loud. We'd like to introduce our first guest on our program, Diane McIntosh, Trelawney Speaks. Welcome to our program. Welcome to Portland.
Thank you.
Welcome to Kulturin Wi Kulture.
course.
Stepping out loud. And I know you're proud.
It's good to be here.
Yes. Diane she does poetry, real deep, dub poetry. I don't know, when you hear her, you will understand what it is. But what inspires you to do poetry?
Well,
Coming from genre where you're at now.
yeah. First of all, this poem is about healing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you were talking about just now wounds.
Yes.
But it started as a journey of self-healing.
Mm-hmm.
And so Trelawney Speaks. Trelawney is my alter ego.
Why Trelawney Speaks? You live in Kingston, so...
Yeah, I was born in Trelawney.
Oh, you were born in
But
Trelawney?
of course, I left Trelawney when I was 4.
Okay.
But Trelawney is a beautiful name.
Mhm.
I've often heard persons saying, if I had a child
Did
again,
them-
I never thought about it
But
until
it's-
somebody
yeah,
said that. And I said,
yes.
yeah, why not? And so Trelawney Speaks is about speaking out
Mm-hmm.
about that thing that is inside of me,
Okay.
that other part of you that everybody strives to live for, to reach for, which is where your expression of your true self is.
So it's like
right?
exhaling.
Yes,
Be-
yes,
let
yes.
it- yes.
Going for what you truly are.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what Trelawney is about, living your own dream, right?
Oh.
So this started for me as healing of wounds.
Mhm.
And I started doing it through poems, and
So
poems
how-
just come, you know.
How
the
long
six-
have you been doing this though?
About over a year.
Oh, you
But
just
I think-
start doing it,
but
but
yeah,
the depth is
in terms of writing a poem, but I think I've always
been doing
this
it.
because I
But you
used
just start
to-
putting it to paper. Oh.
I used to do artistic work before, like being on the stage. I used to sing
Oh.
from I was a little girl.
Okay.
But the actual writing, the words just came.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just inspiration, like you have a muse, you know, every writer have something that inspired them.
Okay.
And mine just appeared. And I mean, it's amazing. I'll be sitting in a meeting talking about the most profound things to, you know, address the issues
To
of,
talk-
of
yes,
Jamaica.
yes.
And then the poem just come and I'll just start to write and it just everything. So it's almost like a message, you know, that is
A
coming
message
through,
coming through.
coming through you.
But
you know?
can I say this though? I met this lady. She came over and then she told me a story about the grave, and she went into this grave
yes,
and
yes,
the
yes.
healing, and it really grabbed me, and I had to have her today on the program because it's part of our culture, a part of Stteppin Out Loud. And can you just tell them a little bit about that little something you tell me? Because
Well,
it's
this
so
poem,
deep.
one of the poems I'm going to play, is called "How Can This Be?" Right, and I really started when I did the poem, and then someone said, "Why don't you put music to it? You know, like almost like poetry. It's a mix of poems and music." And I got the rhythm. Because the rhythm is not my production. The poem is my original, but the rhythm I was working with somebody else.
Yes.
And they said, "Okay, use this rhythm and go and practice and see how you can blend." So I was practicing, and then, you know, it just kind of, it's an African rhythm actually. Afterwards I found out that it's a West African. So perhaps it was even a ritualist type of thing.
And then you
And I put this
word,
poem, I put my poems to it, and
so it's
I
like
had
whole
this
energy coming now with the
whole
energy,
I had
and you
this
didn't even
experience.
realize.
I didn't realize it.
Okay.
And because the poem is asking, how can this be? You know, wherever you are, if there is another world that exists.
Okay.
If you're in your office, if you're on the street, if you're in a marketplace, wherever it is, there's something else that is going on. It's the interplay between people, their interaction, and there's always a question, how can this be? Because there's always another something going on in between. In the shadow of your reality, there is
Do
another
you believe
reality.
there's a world, there's a shadow world? I believe that, you know.
No, yeah. I mean, and it is all, it plays out in how people express themselves.
Yes.
How, you know, you'll be talking to a market vendor, you don't know the wounds that woman has, right? And she don't know what you're carrying. And
we can connect and don't even, yes.
she might be shouting out, she might be having a bad day, you might be, but you don't understand
Understand
each
to
other's-
relate.
Precisely.
Yes.
And so the poem is, how can this be?
Okay.
And it is really asking you to deal with that other part of you, whether it is Jamaica, because I always say there are two Jamaicas,
Yes.
right? One below Crossroads,
yes, and one above Cross,
right?
yes.
And there are a lot of issues playing out. And when I say Jamaica, Kingston,
Yes.
no in Buffalo,
Buffalo,
right?
yeah.
But it must be the same.
But we
reality
understand
there,
because,
right?
yes.
So you
Is that, but no, it's three Jamaica really. When you check it out, because it's one down Crossroad, one above Crossroad, and then the rural.
Yeah.
So it's three Jamaica.
So you have to ask
yes.
yourself, how can this be? How can you carry on this type of charade, this facade, when something else is going on? You know, and so I just started writing, and it started with my when I was doing it, I got a little energy and asked a question, and I realized that there were these two cemeteries, right, in a place. One was really nicely done up, pretty beautiful, painted and everything. And I said, let me see it, you know, because part of the energy that was released was that somebody was asking a question. And then the person who was showing me said, "Ma'am, there's another one, you know." I said, "Really?" Yes, but
where was this?
It was hidden, unkept, desecrated, basically graves, and you know. So it seems as if in the moment when I was playing that rhythm with the poem, something was released because the poem was asking, "How can this be?" And there was a "How can this be?" question right in that spot.
Cemetery.
Right, that has led me.
Because she's
now-
continuing, she's on a journey in that cemetery right now.
Yeah. Which has led me here because I'm also
Yes.
looking at the work of ancestors and how you can heal. You have to heal your wounds, all the wounds. You have to go back into your past and link up with your ancestors and try to heal, because you carry those wounds. They're passed on.
And if they are not healed, we can't let them go.
Precisely.
So, and we can't move.
That's
we can't go
precisely.
on. So that's part of our struggles as African people.
And Trelawney also speaks about the force of love.
Okay.
Right? That the healing is done through love.
So you want to give us some of the first of Trelawney's speech? Let me hear what you're about.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Engineer.
How can this be? Can something be so real?
want you
A
to
dream
read it.
for passion and action. A creative process is caught and sealed. How can this be? How can your spirit reach across the seas to change and heal, and in your own land is visibly seen as a shadow cast in between walls of falling sands while laying hands on fireflies floating in the mountain breeze? It makes no sense to me. This stew inside of you, kept so far, don't you know that you're a star? How do we gently pull your wheels apart? Open doors, ignite your spark, move your vision, get a decision like the Arab Spring and the call for a mission. How can this be? Can something be so real, contribute to creativity and still remain sealed? I can't believe it makes no sense to me. I carry your messages crafted skillfully for all to read, to feel, to see. Grecian Parko calling destiny, pleading with warriors, take lead with spears and shields, while house slaves cussing field slaves, watching master with dancing fireflies in the mountain breeze. How can this be? Can something be so real, contribute to creativity and still remain sealed? If we study the warriors of age, we will see their thoughts and call for action taking flight on page, like fireflies going round and round, dancing in and out, up and down, transcending places, creating visual spaces until they disappear.
Trelawney speaks. Giving can be one of the greatest ways of receiving. If you want more love, give more. If you want more joy, be joyful. Yes, Diane. Trelawney speaks.
Yes.
It does. That's a part of Trelawney speaks, and she's gonna give us something that is not. She does not a cappella.
Yeah.
We always call it a cappella.
The thing is, when I write these poems, I don't remember them afterwards, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause truly, they are it's like messages.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I forget them, if I forget to write it in the moment,
You don't remember
I
it.
don't remember it afterwards. It's the most unusual experience.
No, it is something in a way you need to find out why, you know.
Yeah.
Because everything.
So when the moment comes,
You have to
I
grab
just
your pen
have
and
to
paper
grab it
and-
and write it.
Okay.
And when it goes, that's it.
Ah.
You know, that's it.
Okay.
But I have one here I'd like
Yes,
to
I'd
read.
like it,
This
yes.
one doesn't have music, of course.
Yeah, you can go.
I'll just
Yeah,
read.
go ahead. Yes.
Who says we're arguing? We're just bargaining for space, time, and place. All that energy and fire, laughter and desire is healthy to advance the race. Who says we're arguing? Negative or positive, real or unreal. We're just bargaining for space, time, and place. As long as the path of the dragon is clear, his breath and still will should bring no fear. Negative connotations and strategic responses, email flurry, BBs in a hurry, all in a bargain for space, time, and place. This is no argument, just a state for pushing and then mushing. It doesn't matter the position we face, as long as the path of the dragon is clear. His fiery laughter should give no fear, but just in case the race is not fair, beware. Then pushing and mushing will lead nowhere until the breath of the dragon is drawn. Inhale, exhale, get ready, be steady, burn, burn, burn. So who says we're arguing? Remember, we're just bargaining for space, time, and place. So really, you know, if it's not working for you,
Leave it
then-
alone.
Well, leave it alone, but set it out too. Is basically what we're saying here.
Because we're not really, what you say, with arguing for space.
Yeah,
The
we're trying
quarrel-
to it's negotiating, it's
Yes,
negotiating
yes,
about
yes.
where we are, who we are, what we are. But what I'm also saying is don't make anybody roll over you. You know,
Be firm, be strong.
Be firm, and
Yeah.
if it comes to a place where you can't go no further, where it doesn't seem to be fair, then yes, burn.
Burn. We're stepping out loud and we're proud. Money is numbers and numbers never end. If it takes money to be happy, your search for happiness will never end. We're stepping out loud and we'll be right back. Yes. We're proud. Yeah. Tapraba ala asaba. Yeah.
Come and say one thing, Nancy can't understand. One thing, Nancy can't understand. What make them a talk about me ambition? Say what make them a talk about me ambition?
Well, I don't know till you call young lyrical speaking. For all of them, them. Yeah, I step now. Hey.
Ragamuffin from me head to me toe. From a little bit of just so me grow. Me mother and me granny ask me how me stay so. Say tell me spot a empress stop at me window. And she tell me say she prefer the raga head. Long time she a look for the natty dread. I can see in the pot, she not have on a fried egg. And she no want a little boy when I hold the meds. The clothes of a stink of this me sexy meaner. See me simple in my class and mesh marina. Bush bungalow like Bob Marley and Rita. Never too scared if say I say no Rita. And she said, looking for a man a ragamuffin, yeah. Ragamuffin, standing now. Yeah, she said, looking for a man a ragamuffin, yeah. When they come a long way with them money and thing, and I show off them car, them big house and bling bling. Funny thing, they never know say I know fear sing thing. She just a search and a call for the ragamuffin, yeah. She want a man to get the loving pants, but in the dance me hug her up and start saga lock rock. Irish marshmallow no people no just refer me on me, but she give me the loving and she know what we take it back now. She said, looking for a man a ragamuffin, yeah. Ragamuffin, standing now. Yeah, she said, looking for a man a ragamuffin, yeah. Hey, she wanna me stay so. Nothing at the bug of talking, I got such a far phone. Now go drop the thing I ever go low, oh no. And she know when a man fi come broke up her bones. She give me the loving and she know want fi let me go. Search up don't could up so she go in the ghetto. Find us enough a carbon copy them the bush bungalow. And if she left me today, she a come back tomorrow. She said, looking for a man a ragamuffin, yeah. Ragamuffin, standing now. Yeah, she said, looking for a man a ragamuffin, yeah. Stand down. Hey, ragamuffin from me head to me toe. From a little bit of just so me grow. Me mother and me granny ask me how me stay so. Say tell me spot a empress stop at me window. And she tell me say she prefer the raga head. Long time she a look for the natty dread. I can see in the pot, she not have on a fried egg. And she no want a little boy when I hold the meds. But you know how she said, looking for a man a ragamuffin, yeah. Ragamuffin, standing now. Yeah, she said, looking for a man a ragamuffin, yeah. Hey, talk about you call young the original free marshal. Now partial Mr. Ragamuffin, come talk about ya. Ragamuffin, yeah. You call young GR, alongside Basic Records. Kick it off and all.
Welcome back to Praba Ala Asaba, Stteppin Out Loud. I'd like to big up our sponsors, JR Production and Conscious Movement Publications. I'd like to read a little, as always, about the diabetes. Diabetes is a pancreas disease. The condition exists when the body has sugar in it, but fails to recognize it. Sorry about that. So the body urinates out the sugar. Usually the urine will become a morbid or unchanged in odor and color. The result of this is weight loss, loss of appetite, continuous thirst, and an overworked pancreas. The pancreas secretes insulin, which burns the sugar. Sugar that do not burn insulin, such as fructose, may be used. However, fructose damages the liver. Diabetes is usually caused by overeating and is commonly found in a so-called affluent or rich country. It is caused by eating refined carbohydrates, bleached white flour, and refined white sugar. Also, eating excessive amounts of animal flesh and animal fats. Fats and protein change to sugar in the body, causes disease. Supplements: vitamin B complex, vitamin B6, F, C, E, A, D, niacin. Minerals such as chromium, potassium, and manganese. The herbs: alfalfa, cayenne, comfrey, dandelion, cedar berries, golden seal, raspberry, blueberry leaves, and periwinkle. So that's a little bit about your diabetes. Yes, as always, we always try to highlight healthy eating, healthy living, culture in the culture. Yes. Let me continue with Trelawney Speaks. Diane.
Yes. Always.
Yes. So we are here now trying to put our people together. That's basically what this is about, because everybody coming together and telling us what they're about, what is happening, because at the end of the day, we have to come together as one, as black people. Because, so we are going, we are divide up ourselves, and we are conquer ourselves, and we are going further back. So we have to move forward, and in moving forward, we need to unite, we need to come together, we need to put everybody's ideas together so we can go ahead. Well, at this moment, my life a big up Charleston Maroon for the fabulous event over the past weekend. Great, very knowledgeable. More schools should get involved in this information, especially Friday event. Very, very educational for the young youths them coming up and all of that. So, yeah, Trelawney speaks.
A lot of, just to highlight that I was there as well, a lot of the academic debate was very rich.
Very
rich. Papers, academic papers, and a lot of support from universities, intern here in Jamaica and external.
A lot of universities, a lot of people were there. Yes. The schools miss a lot. Right. Portland schools miss a lot from this.
Quite so. So I hope that like next year,
here they will
try to get this.
Yes.
It's a good part of our culture that we also know and bridge that divide again.
Yes.
Which is what this other poem, which is the last poem,
which she's going to do now. Yes.
Number 11. It's about the dance. It's called The Dance, and it is really the play between the masculine and feminine energy. Because in life, this is what we're about, and how we, skirt and dance around each other. And in the long run, we miss out the
true meaning of where we're going. Yes.
And the power.
Because it's a distraction.
In the unity of the dance.
So we proceed with number 11 from Trelawney Speaks.
On the track.
Stepping out loud. Yeah, and proud.
The dance, the masculine and feminine dance, is like a play of sheer delight. It moves like one with a fever for power and balance. It is a space of respect where two opposing forces meet in delicate balance to become one. The play is colorful and sexual, creative and strong, with masculine forever exerting ego and feminine crying to take control. They meet on a perceived battlefield, one positing, "I want to do this and you never do that," while the other is emphatic on what he is and will not do. Forever dancing, trying to waltz with the tune, swords drawn like soldiers making each score the last scar. The music gets louder, the beat gets stronger. Masculine is as strong as feminine, but neither is able to move in unison of force until both realize that the power of the two is in the force of the dance.
Stepping out loud.
Yeah. So you see, that's really the whole the resolution really is in us. The resolve is in us to become one, to try to cut the divide. The divide and rule is something that is a legacy.
Yes.
Of our own.
I think the divide and rule is part of the Willie lynching thing.
Well, it's part of the whole plantation.
Yeah, the whole struggle for keep
legacies that we have that we
get. Yeah.
And so now we have to change.
We have to relearn, unlearn, and relearn for us to go forward. This is part of Stteppin Out Loud. Yes, culture in our culture. And I must say this though, Diane, I would love, you see, although this is a once a year event at Charleston, would I love something happen like even once a month where we can bring in the kids schools to highlight and, teach them some more about what is really going on.
I think that's something that you can discuss.
Yeah, we discuss it,
the
yes.
Charleston Council. Because I think schools do come up there.
Yes.
But perhaps we can get some sponsorship.
More
sponsorship to bring them.
Yeah, true. To be able
to educate them and to see. Because in Jamaica, we have been taught in history that, this is not a very important part of our history.
And it is.
Well, they
until we learn about the poverty, because
but so we don't really talk about it, But I think we need to understand. It wasn't until I was preparing for presentation, because I did some presentation. here.
I know.
And I
Yeah.
said to myself, 80 years, almost 100 years of resistance by a small band, not 2 generations
Yeah.
of people.
Yes.
On a
Yes.
big country like England,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
we're bad.
Yeah.
That's how we feel highlight.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, man. Instead of the negative, the man kill the
Yeah.
man down there. So if we highlight some
That's
more of
what-
our culture
And that's what will help us
to grow.
Yeah, and I mean, all these young people bleach and all them things
Them
trying
don't
to
know
be somebody
themselves.
else.
Yes, because
If you understood that people who were here, that is what they were doing.
Yes.
You have to say, this little Jamaica here,
Yes.
whole off this big country. No.